It was somewhere between probably 2004 and 2007, as in when we first met, which now is actually, it's longer ago than you think. You still look the same, by the way, so you still look fabulous.
You're still a charmer as ever.
But for me, there was a module called MEC 414.
Yeah.
And for me, it was when I think I studied mechanical engineering because I like solving problems, and I was into cars and lots of different things, but also it's a good generic kind of degree. But actually, it was that module was the first time we were almost given a blank sheet of paper, and we were interviewed, or we had the chance to interview a family, which I guess we'll kind of touch on. But it really kind of brought home both the ability to look at problems in different ways, but also kind of use business and problem solving to actually solve like societal problems. And actually, it really kind of genuinely kind of changed my life, because almost from that point on, I always had a slightly different viewpoint on things. And, that was all down to you and your kind of passion and things that you did and you brought to the class. So no, thank you for that.
No, and thank you, Steve, for having me here today. Yes, how did we meet each other? My memory of meeting you particularly, and of course, that particular course you were talking about was a long time ago. We're talking about 15 years ago or so. And I perhaps it's worth saying that I am originally from Mexico, and I came from Mexico as a mechanical engineer wanting to develop my own skills. I accidentally ended up in academia. I can talk more about that in a minute, but you and I met at the University of Sheffield when I was leading this particular module that you refer to as MEC 414. You'll be surprised to hear that just before I left Sheffield, we managed to change the name of that module to Make a Change.
Okay.
Which I think is actually very descriptive of what the module aimed to do. Mechanical engineers, any engineers aim to solve problems. And normally, if you are in mechanical engineering, the problems that we tend to give students or we receive as students are very technical, very much based in industry, in manufacturing, airplanes, cars, that kind of thing. So in that module, I was very keen to bring the other aspect of engineering to life to the students, which is that engineers can actually make a change, that we make a difference to people's lives, that we are actually crucial to solving problems that normally will have an impact to day-to-day life experiences. And so by bringing real people into the modules, into the learning experience, that becomes much more palpable, I suppose, to students. And in your particular case, 15 years ago, you were possibly one of the first students to experience one of the real customers that I brought into the module, Kiro Norton. He was 6 years of age, if I remember at the time. Mm-hmm. He was born with quadriplegic cerebral palsy. And what we were aiming to do was to use our engineering skills to make his life better, to help him experience life in the way that his friends would do things that he wanted to do. Like, I remember Kiro wanted to photograph. Yeah, that's right. He wanted to take pictures. And because of his particular disability, he couldn't hold the camera. He wanted to make a cup of tea for his granddad, and so very many things. And of course, that kind of problem brings the importance of engineering to life. And you particularly did an exceptional job to in engaging with the family and understanding how to communicate with them specifically, and finding what they needed, because that's important. How do we communicate with our customers is essential so that we can actually deliver a good, sensible solution.
Because it was actually before these things were invented. This is how long ago it was, because Kieran had I forgot what it was called, but it was a touch screen computer, but it was hideously expensive. And one of the things that I kind of wanted to do when we were talking to the family about what did they what challenges did they face? And one of the things was struggling to add new software to the tablet, if you want to call it that, but it was huge. Just to teach him to tell the time and do different things. So basically, it was one of my pet projects that I like to get involved with. I tried to learn the software to install new things on his touchscreen to teach him new things. But it was that whole experience that really kind of changed almost my whole viewpoint on everything. And actually,
sorry to interrupt, but if I remember correctly, his device was from the United States, and the currency that he had was in dollars. And your pet project, you called it your pet project, but it was actually your pet project because it was outside the module that you developed the software so that he could have pounds and certain things in the UK version of things. That was really good.
No, but I still do it now. That if I think I can help something, whatever it is, I like to. But it was more that you in particular opened my eyes with things that you could do, and it was just it was a special kind of thing for me. So almost where for what I do now, which is help grow and turn around companies, it's applying that intensively every day. But in many ways, it came back to yourself.